guys, what's up? It's Joe ready from Ratey's Rides. We're back here at Moss Acura North Tampa, and guess what? I have something that receives a few changes for model year 2026. It's this vehicle right here. This is a 2026 Acura Integra. This particular one is an A-Spec. But before we get into this compact, sporty car, let's talk about what's going on here. So the Integra, it made its return. We've already talked about that. Been around since 1986. That was its first year, just like the birth of Acura. Now for 2026 model year, Acura has decided to make a few changes, some subtle changes that I think will stand out in a big way for the Integra and help separate it from the mighty Integra Type S. Now, when it comes to this segment of a sporty compact sedan, there's a few to choose from, but not a ton. And definitely one thing that's always been true about this modern Integra is you can't argue with the versatility of it. So what I want to find out is, if you're looking for the best new compact sports sedan, do you go with this updated 2026 A-Spec version of the Integra? Let's go ahead, let's dive into this one and find out. Right off the bat, you're going to notice the color, double apex blue, very stunning color. Sparkles so nicely in the sun, and it's a nice bright pop of blue. Now the front of the business, you're still gonna get that signature LED daytime running lamp, LED headlights, that multi-jewel LED headlight. Love the way they emboss the Integra name, Acura Integra, get it? And then working your way down, you are gonna have LED fog lamps and functional corner air curtains. Now one of the extra things for 2026, besides the new color, like I said, called double apex blue, you're also gonna get a little bit extra aero. So you're gonna see on the corners here, these corner splitters that are gloss black, matches nicely with the rest of the gloss black. This is something new for 2026, and it's only on the A-Spec. Now the next thing, as you come across the nose, you have the choice of getting a body color match grille. So normally this would just be gloss black, but you have your Acura badge and everything is double apex blue. At first I thought I wasn't gonna like it. It's growing on me. I would have to see it in different colors. Obviously a black would not be a big deal, because guess what? If you had a previous model year black Integra, the grille is black, so you already got body color basically. But with this double apex blue, I love the color so much, I think it works, especially because when you look lower, you're still going to get the black on the lower portion of the grille. Fully functional, because we do have that intercooler down below, and I like the way that they did the splitter and the surround in the black. I think that helps cut it down just enough. Now, as we rise up, love the way you have that nice low hood, the crisp peak, and the corner lines. Everything evaporates as you get towards the windshield. When we come around the bend, besides the aero and the color match grille, we also have new wheels. Split spoke design, gloss black, good looking wheel. I'm glad they didn't do shark gray. Thank you for not doing shark gray. 18-inch wheel. Tires are gonna be 235 on the width, 40 series sidewall. And like I said, the way that they kind of made these little changes equals up to the big picture. Still front wheel drive, no all-wheel drive Integra. There's never been an all-wheel drive Integra, so don't expect it anytime soon. Double apex blue, looking spectacular. And you'll notice how that aero on the corners, how it wraps around to the side of the vehicle as well. And that's of course on both sides. Now coming down the rest of the vehicle, you do have your A-Spec badge as before. You do get your sunroof. Funny how you get a sunroof on the A-Spec, but you don't get a sunroof on the Type S. From the side, I like the dimensions of the Integra, even the standard Integra, and this does not share any sheet metal, remember, with the Honda Civic. Color matched on the door handles, and then you'll notice the extra piece of aero. This is new for 2026, that side skirt extension. Functional piece, looks great. Love that Sportback roof design. Really looks clean. And then as we spin around back, double apex blue just looks so fantastic on that fender that comes off the rear passenger door. You got all your LED lighting. the A-Spec badge, a nice gloss black trunklet spoiler to go with the rest of the extra aero. And I really like just how sleek everything is. No wiper or anything like that. You have your Acura badge. They, of course, make the indentation with the name Integra. And even the way they cut this portion out, remember, that's just like the original 86 Integra. And just like before, you're gonna get a single outlet exhaust on each side. So dual outlet, technically, one outlet on each side. Stainless steel tip, oval opening / cut with a very simple simulated rear diffuser. But let me know what you think about the color. Let me know what you think about the changes. We're gonna go pop the hood so we could talk about the power. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have a prop rod. Underneath the hood is that 1.5 liter turbocharged inline 4, still producing 200 horsepower and still available with a 6-speed manual or a CVT automatic. Now, if you get the manual, you do get a limited slip diff, which is really nice. 0 to 60 in about 6.9 seconds. Top speed, 135 miles per hour. MPGs, 29 in the city, 36 on the highway, and the vehicle weighs right around 3,144 pounds. So, like I said, these were small incremental changes. I would prefer if they could squeeze another 25, 30 horsepower out of this engine. And of course, if I was gonna buy one, it would be a manual. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire it up and see it roll. All right, guys, we are inside this 2026 Acura Integra A-Spec, double Apex Blue with the new goodies. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I'm glad I waited. I was gonna buy the first year. I decided, you know what? I'm gonna wait because I know they're gonna make some changes. How much is this one? Very good question. MSRP for this particular one is $40,955. Quite a bit of money. But let's see what Acura brings for the money. To the door panels. Love the two-tone. The orchid white with the black. Not necessarily the way I would spec mine, but it does really bring a nice pop of color. You got more ambient lighting than before. And you have your ELS Studio 3D sound system. Nice aluminum speaker grille cover. No gloss black. Door pocket is decent. Make it a number 2. I remember when I used to go to McDonald's, number 2. 2 cheeseburgers, a large fry, and a Coke. Fits perfectly in that door pocket. Now going from the door panel to the dash, real aluminum trim. Like the way they do the crisscross applesauce design over the AC vents. Slide on in, you get a 9-inch infotainment system. Standard 9-inch. So all the trims for 2026, all the grades, get the same large 9-inch infotainment system. And it's got a faster processor. Just to prove it, look how fast it is. Much quicker than previously. You got your volume knob. Let me throw it in reverse. Can they do something about the cameras around here, please? It's 2026 model year. This looks like something that my dad used to film with his JVC camcorder back in 1992. I guess the good news is it takes up all 9 inches. So there you go. I could hit the modes, and the modes will change on the gauge cluster. I used to like it when they would pop up on the screen there. That's a bit of a zonk. But very fast, like I said, very fast on the reaction time. Hit display mode. You can make changes. Very nice. You do have your 3 stages of heated seats. Your dual climate controls with a little clickety-clack-clack action. Down below, we got a 12-volt, USB-C, USB-A, and wireless charging. Shifter for your CVT transmission. I would prefer the 6-speed manual, but I do like the way you have the orchid white contrast stitching. Your different drive modes, individual mode, real easy to do. 2 large cup holders for those Yeti bottles. And then you have your Integra key fob, just like before. More of that nice orchid white. Open it up. You could literally put, I would say, 68 Smurf figurines. I don't know if you grew up in the 80s, but Smurfs were cool. I know they have the Smurfs movies from time to time, but there's nothing like the cartoons, and there's nothing like those little figurines. Yes, I used to collect them, and they're probably worth like $1 million now, but I don't know. I think my sisters and brothers ate them. That's why they look the way they do. They're all blue now. Speaking of blue, little bit of blue and the orchid white on the nice leather seats, the perforations, electric assist on the passenger side, electric assist on the driver's side, and you have a standard size sunroof. But why don't you come over here at the business end? I got a nice looking wheel I want to show you. Come on over. All right, guys, business time. Behind the wheel, you do have 2 memory seat settings. I love the aluminum sill plate with the A-Spec badge, and even when you get the automatic, you do have an aluminum brake pedal and throttle. I just wish they would give me an aluminum dead pedal, for God's sakes. Seat controls, easy to get to. The lower lumbar is fantastic. I'm 6 feet tall. Yes, this is a compact car, but compact cars aren't what they used to be. I mean, think about in the late 60s and early 70s, a Chevy Nova was a compact car. And I think if you see a Chevy Nova today, you probably wouldn't think it's very small. Crazy. Steering wheel, the nice leather. Love the way they did the orchid stitching. Little A-Spec badge to make you smile at the end of the day. Flat black on the switchgear. You do have paddles to go through the simulated gears with the CVT. It is a manual tilting and telescoping wheel. And you have your 10.25-inch digital gauge cluster. There's your modes. Changes color. Yes, you do also have individual mode as well. I'm going to leave it in sport. And there's a head-up display. So they got you covered there. But let's get into the back seat and see how much room there is for your passengers in this new Integra. All right, guys, back seat time. And like I said, compact is not that compact. There's plenty of headroom. Seats are comfortable. No pocket behind the driver's seat, which that's a zonk on an Acura. There should be pockets on both sides. USB-Cs, nice Novator AC. That's another zonk. But I do have a pocket here, and this would be perfect if, you know, the reason why you want to have a pocket behind the seat is that if you have a flask of radioactive material and you don't have a lid on it, you're going to want to put it in the pocket, because if it spills, you don't want radioactive material on your crotch. That may stop you from having kids, or your kids might be mutants, which I feel like I've seen some mutants around here lately in good old Tampa Bay. But sitting here feels good. Pull this down, it's like a marshmallow. Look at this. Oh my God. 2 cup holders. The only thing I just realized, Acura is funny. So the seats are orchid, but there's no blue accents like the seats on the front. I guess they must have ran out of blue microfiber material. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in that cargo area, because I want to take you for a spin in this double Apex blue Integra. All right, guys, cargo area time. Say what you want about the Integra. You can't say a bad thing about the cargo space. It is unbelievable how they were able to engineer so much space. You're looking at 24 cubic feet of space with the seats up. Seats fold down, 60-40 split. You got your ELS Studio 3D sound system subwoofer. And of course, we have the cargo net over there where you could put 2 loaves of Wonder Bread. I don't know what it is with Wonder Bread. I have this like PTSD effect because that's all I ate as a kid was Wonder Bread. I like other types of bread, like a nice sourdough. But why don't we go ahead? Don't be sour like Steven. Why don't we hop into this Integra A-Spec and see how it drives. All right, guys, we're leaving Moss Acura. We're in this 2026 Integra A-Spec. And right away, the interior is very, very well sorted. The seats are so comfortable. They look fantastic when you go to get in them because of the two-tone with the blue. And then going down the road, you have your head-up display, easy to get to the now standard 9-inch infotainment system. Like I mentioned earlier, I would prefer a manual, but sometimes beggars can't be choosers, and that's the way the cookie crumbles. But at least I'm able to bring it to you, and you know I'll be bringing a manual Integra, 2026 Integra, very, very soon once they get one. But seeing that double Apex blue, visibility out the front is fantastic. fantastic. Out the back, same story. Really, really nice. And then even getting to the paddles on the wheel, if you're gonna shift through the simulated gears, they're well within reach at a good 9-3 grip on the steering wheel. But I like the way there is a very minimal amount of gloss black, only around some of the center console. The rest of it is nice and flat colors, which really helps with glare and fingerprints all over the place. But they did a nice job on the sound deadening material, just a little bit of road noise, no wind noise really. And you're gonna get amazing MPGs, that's for sure. The dash is very easy to read, very easy to understand. You can scroll through different information in the center, which is great. So that's really nice to have all of that info all at a fingertip touch. And the fact that you have a standard sunroof, which remember, you still can't get on a Type S. Wireless charging, and that easy to get to connectivity as well. All right, guys, pulling away from the light. I love how the modes, each mode has a distinct feel to it, and the amount of communication that Acura is able to get into the steering wheel is fantastic. Even on this A-Spec, this is obviously not a Type S, you're still getting great feel and great communication through the wheel, which is very, very important, especially when you're going through your favorite twisty road. But as we go down the road here, it's just a really comfortable environment. I know a lot of people say, well, oh, it's just a rebadged Honda Civic, but it does have plenty of touches in here you're not gonna get on your Honda Civic, especially these seats. They look fantastic and feel fantastic, very, very comfortable, but they're also supportive as well, so that's also a big plus. But even going over bumps and stuff, it rides really nice. It's not too harsh of a ride. Of course, it's front-wheel drive, just like it's always been. But we are gonna go and see how she does through the twisty bits here. I'm gonna leave it in automatic shift mode for the simulated gears. We're gonna start from a dead stop. Sport mode, you ready? All right, throttle, here we go. There's those simulated gears. On the brakes. Here's where it gets fun. Really nice. Very connected feel. It's just really balanced, you know, you're not getting a bunch of body roll. It's just a really connected feel. And like you saw, when it comes to the simulated gears, it really helps allow to give you a better driving experience. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna utilize the gears. You do have a simulated gear indicator. On throttle, here we go. On the brakes. Really, really nice. Very responsive. There's a little bit of lag off from a dead stop, but other than that, it does pull nicely up to the red line when you're utilizing the paddles. Now, if you're hearing a little bit of a noise, there's a Moss Acura sticker on the windshield, and that's kind of flapping around a little bit. So it has nothing to do with this Integra. It's literally the sticker on the windshield. It kind of peeled up a little bit under my hard on throttle acceleration. But all jokes aside, this is a fun daily driver. Would I prefer a Type S? Of course I would prefer a Type S. But for those who can't swing the cost of a Type S, who don't know how to drive manual, even with the CVT, it's still a pleasurable vehicle to drive. I just would get the manual in this car. That's the way I would roll. But like I said, you know, for a vehicle to be a daily driver that has versatility, that has room, this does check off a lot of the boxes. A lot of the boxes. But we're gonna go ahead, you can hear the flapping of that sticker. We're gonna get back to Moss Acura and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, always a good day here at Moss Acura North Tampa. Definitely got to thank Albert and the rest of the team getting us access to this double Apex Blue updated 2026 Integra A-Spec. Let me know what you think. If you are going to plop down the cash, is this the best compact sports sedan to get? Let me know in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rise family. Got to give up to Stephen Flood. He's going to hike the Appalachian Trail this winter. He refused to do it during the summer. It was just too hot. So he decided, you know what? He's just going to suck it up and do it in the winter time. So let's hope that he survives so that he will be here next year filming here on Raised Rise. So thank you, Stephen. Good luck. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.